If we haven't met yet, I am Carlton Montgomery. I'm the Executive Director of the Pinelands Preservation Alliance. Thank you so much for coming tonight to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Allies in Carrie and the wonderful and growing partnership between our two organizations, Allies in Carrie and Pinelands Preservation Alliance. Pinelands Preservation Alliance is an environmental organization devoted to preserving the unique natural resources of this region. Allies in Carrie is a healthcare provider devoted to raising the mental health of the unique human beings in this region. We've come to understand that these two missions are not distinct, parallel lines, but instead can be brought together in a new and beautiful pattern that helps us save and enjoy nature and to elevate the well-being of all the people in ways that we cannot do working alone. We understand that the Pinelands is always under threat from economic and political forces that we can only hold at bay if all the residents of this region demand its preservation. By partnering with Allies in Caring, Pinelands Preservation Alliance gets to meet people we are not meeting before, to learn from their experiences and their ideas, and to raise their awareness of the role that the Pinelands forests and waters play in the quality of all of our lives. Pinelands Preservation Alliance, in turn, has a lot to offer to our partners. We have strong organizing, communications, and fundraising skills that we are eager to share. We have Pinelands Adventures to take people on hikes and paddling trips that build their love of nature and provide health-giving recreation in nature. And we have our Cocos Creek Farm to provide food, skills in growing food, and expertise in the responsible management of working lands. This kind of cross-sector connection that we're building with Allies in Caring turns out to be constantly creative and evolving. One new friendship leads to another, and so on. That's essential because we know that received or established ways of doing things, of solving our environmental problems, of promoting health and solving social issues, they've often been very good, the way we've been doing things, but they have never been good enough. So we have to stay open-minded and creative. And there's more than one of these cross-sector collaborations represented in this room. I think there are probably a dozen, and I just want to mention a couple. Hamilton Health Coalition, where we met Allies in Caring. A bunch of people from the coalition are here. You're going to be hearing more about that. Let's hear from the Hamilton Health Coalition. And friends that we have made with the Opportunity League of Burlington City are also here. So, raise your hand. Hear the only perspective. We've met, a growing number of people working in different parts of making our society a better place and finding that by working together, we not only double, but we triple, quadruple our impact and the things that we can do. And we're only going to have more of that. I want to say that tonight I've already made at least 3 new connections that didn't occur, except for the fact that we were in the room together and talking and coming up with new ideas. And these are not people that work for environmental organizations. They're people who work in other fields. So only through joining forces, being open to new ideas, encouraging the entrepreneurial spirit of the environmental movement and the social welfare movements, finding new ways to connect with people who have not been and who have been actually excluded from our conversations in the past. That's how we ultimately succeed. So I hope everyone here tonight has my experience of making new friends and becoming more energized and more excited about doing the good things that you're doing, whatever that might be in your communities. So again, welcome, and I am really honored to introduce my friend, Ivette Guillermo-McGahee, the founder and executive director of Allies in Caring.
Thank you to everyone who's here. I'm really surprised that you came today. I didn't know. So, and I'm very grateful to Carlton and for opening the door and allowing us to, supporting us to have this celebration here that is beautiful and beautiful place. So thank you very much, and to Pinelands Preservation Alliance. So I want to start by just, I actually wrote what I wanted to share with you so that I will be more focused. So growing up, during our dinner conversations, my parents asked, why is there poverty in the world? Why is there injustice, corruption? Why is there suffering? And what can we do? Of course, I didn't know why and what to do about it. And most of the times, to think about these big issues felt overwhelming. And many, many times, I had the impulse to tell myself, I don't care, because I didn't know what to do. But I'm thankful to my parents that are here today, who were honest about their heartbreak, their isolation, and the cracks in our life, in our world. In Leonard Cohen's anthem, if you haven't listened to it, listen to it, it's beautiful. He sings, there is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. I have carried this question in my life. How can I care and not get bogged down? Especially when I can't see the light, when I cannot see the opportunity to learn or the way to make things better. This question has come up at the forefront many, many times in my life. And when I founded Allies in Caring, it was there too. I was pregnant with my daughter, Tara, who's here too. And I had plans. I wanted to start my private practice. I wanted to have less stress, less demands. However, many who came to me were uninsured or making little or not money or could not afford my therapy fees. There was a part of me that wanted to say, I don't care. But as I listened to their stories and discovered not only their suffering, but their remarkable strength, wisdom, and kindness, I very much wanted something better for them. So I did my best. However, those who got help told their friends, and more people came to see me, and very, very quickly I realized that I wasn't going to slow down, and I needed to figure out a way to make it sustainable for everyone. At this fork, like many times in my journey, a light came through. Patty, my first ally in Caring, called me to ask if I could work again with a youth who was a deaf refugee from Burma. When the Myanmar and Burma, there was a genocide, and they came here they were brought to Atlantic City from Catholic Charities. There was a community of 120 families, and so there was a deaf child who was there, and nobody there knew English. But I started communicating with him in sign language, and then everybody wanted to learn sign language so they could communicate. So I started teaching everybody sign language, and that's how they communicated with others. So I was so delighted, and then Patty helped me find my way to learn how to found a business, how to create a business, and how to become a provider of Medicaid. And then it's through Medicaid that I was able to provide the services to these families that were coming to me, because New Jersey is one of the most generous states that allows families who are undocumented to receive services with children. So, let me just. One of the longings that I had as a child is that there will be more people caring. so families like mine will not be struggling alone. We grew up pretty isolated, and not many people educated about people with disabilities that can do everything. We mostly think about what people with disabilities cannot do. But my family said deaf people cannot hear. But other than that, they can do everything. So I wanted more people to know that and to be allies for us. The longing to learn myself and to help others learn how to extend our circle of care was always there. And I believe that we all care about something. Sometimes we care about our pet, about plants, about family, and in times of disruption, we leap forth and can care about our neighbors and beyond, like during COVID. What I want us to celebrate today is this capacity for caring that is inherent in all of us, and what is possible when we collaborate and become allies in caring for those cracks in our lives, in our families. There are cracks everywhere in our society. But together, thanks to this alliance that we have today, this is an example, this alliance, together our capacity multiplies. And our world, this time, during those times, needs each of us, needs each one of our capacities. This gala is an example of the capacities that can be multiplied. Thanks to many, many who have come together and offered their gifts of time, patience, trust, we have created this space that is precious to me, in which we are building bridges across sectors. Environmental and mental health organizations coming together, and then the community gala, the other organization too, coming together across class, also across race here today, ethnicity, ability, disability. And many have felt moved to offer your gifts to the communities that we serve. I was really surprised to see the auction, how generous it was, how many people have been giving to the auction. People that don't know us personally, but they were willing to give because we all care. If we hear about things that are happening in the world, we all care. So I'm very, very grateful to you. I'm very grateful to Carlton for opening this and many other doors since I met you, for your advice when I have needed it, for believing in what I can bring to the table when many times I didn't believe myself, I doubted myself. Thanks to our honorees, Erik Estrada, that is here too. For offering your guidance, for advocating for support for allies in caring. Whenever I find myself in a dark time, when I call you, I feel very much understood. That you understand the barriers, and you just listen. Thanks to Cassie Iacovelli, who has traveled this journey with me. So we have traveled a journey in Hamilton of breaking down barriers for Latino people, and it has been many times heartbreaking, and we have had difficult conversations, and I'm so grateful that you have stayed with me in this process. Thank you so much. And I'm very thankful to Carrie, Pogue, who I met at Casiano's actually, and I was so lucky to find you, and you have such a great, beautiful network, deaf people that love you, and you have helped me connect with the deaf people here in South Jersey. So I'm very grateful for you, for your support, and your husband too. Thanks to PPA for sharing your network with us, for sharing Chris, who's now our president, the president of the Allies in Caring Board, and because Chris also always offers a very strong and caring advice. So I'm very thankful to Chris. Thank you to my staff. I feel so honored to work alongside you, who know that caring and serving is what truly matters in life. So I feel very, very lucky to have the staff that I have and to be working with you. I feel very thankful to my board, who are very tough. They are very tough. Ask important questions and deeply care about allies in caring. To Beth, who's really made this happen, because Beth, when I wasn't sure that this could happen, Beth gave so much time. For inviting your friends, Beth, all your friends that are wonderful to make this possible. Thank you to Coppelia, who's really you are a gift. I don't know where Coppelia is, but she's just a gift to all us in caring. Carrie, Becky. Thank you, of course, to my parents, who are a wonderful example to me. To my husband, my best friend, who helps me see clearly and reminds me to let the darkness transform me and to turn what is bitter into one. Thank you to my daughter, who helps me find the way to have fun in my life. To my sister, who always shows up for what's happening with me. These past weeks, I've learned from people who sponsor us, volunteered, donated. I have received your emails, your calls of encouragement. And I've been feeling overwhelmed, and I've been thinking, how can I repay all these? What can I do? I don't know what to say. It's just feeling overwhelmed. But what I can tell you is that what I can do is to offer what I have to the families that we serve. And I hope that when you turn on the news and you hear about something that is happening that makes you feel some distress or ache, when you hear the news about children or families suffering, that you will know that Allies in Caring is doing something about it, and you are a part of this work. By coming here today, supporting us, and supporting the action. And I feel the same relief when I think of PPA, when I know that I cannot work to protect the environment because I'm doing this other work. But I feel so grateful that Carlton and the staff is working on protecting the environment, something that I don't have time to do, but they are doing it. So I feel that you feel the same relief, that we all are working very hard to support the things that you care. Thank you so much for being here.
So now I have the pleasure of introducing our honorees tonight, our three inclusion pathfinders. And I want to tell you the 4 hallmarks of an inclusion pathfinder and what they do. They are people who create new ways for those who have been historically excluded to develop a sense of belonging and become participating members of their communities. They're willing to explore untraversed approaches to co-create new social conditions necessary to support everyone to attain the highest level of well-being. They mark out new routes to lessen avoidable obstacles to well-being, and they create, foster, and sustain practices and conditions that encourage and allow each of us to be healthy, contributing members of our communities with our differences from and similarities to those around us as we work together. And so first, our first honoree is Carrie Pogue. Carrie joined the New Jersey Department of Human Services Division of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing as Program Coordinator for the Language Instruction Program in December 2019. Before that, she was New Jersey's first deaf mentor from 2016 to 2019. She also was a deaf paraprofessional at the Galloway Township School from 2018 to 2019. Carrie is very involved in the deaf community, focusing on empowerment and advocacy, Her other leadership roles include being president of the oldest New Jersey Deaf Social Club, Atlantic County Society of the Deaf, which was founded in 1966, and as a board member of the American Sign Language program at Camden County College. Her passions have been fellowship, empowerment, and inspiring not only deaf and hard of hearing children, youth, and adults, but their families. ASL interpreters and ASL interpreters and community make positive changes simply by providing support. Carrie is the third generation of a deaf family on her father's side. She grew up in New Jersey in Roanoke. She attended Lake Drive School and graduated from a mainstream program called SHIP, Midland Park High School with other deaf students. She studied business marketing at Gallaudet University. Carrie is married to Eli Pogue Sr. and is the proud mother of 2 children, Eli Jr. and May. Her family also includes their dog Mocha and cat Chloe. Carrie lives in Atlantic County, New Jersey. Carrie?
So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, I'm so honored to receive this award, the Inclusion Pathfinder Award. I am so grateful to Allies in Caring for this recognition. It is such an honor to work with the South Jersey Deaf and Hard of Hearing Coalition. I have been doing it for so many months now. It's been a wonderful experience, and we've been involved in many community projects that I am passionate about. It took collaboration with a lot of deaf leaders and with the community members as well. So this award is something that I did not do alone. There are many other individuals, organizations, small groups that instilled in me their trust, their confidence, and their support through many different types of collaborations all throughout the many years, starting with the New Jersey Association of the Deaf's Miss Deaf New Jersey pageant. The Miss Deaf New Jersey pageant is an opportunity for many deaf and hard of hearing young ladies of different backgrounds who aspire to excel in life. I became a role model for our deaf and hard of hearing children and tomorrow's leaders of their communities. And my engagement in many different organizations, different programs, and social platforms with the deaf, hard of hearing, and hearing community members, especially the hearing parents and siblings, for their deaf children or their hard of hearing children to have fully inclusive and effective communication accessible environments. To this day, they still give me the joy, the inspiration, and the motivation to do more. I share this award with them, and they know who they are. I would also like to say thank you to SJDHHC's ASL connectors and board members. I'd like to thank community organizations and members, my family, my friends, especially my husband Eli. Without their love and support throughout the years, I couldn't have accomplished what I did. Thank you also to the Allies in Caring Executive Director, Ivette Guillermo-McGahee. Thank you for keeping the South Jersey Deaf and Hard of Hearing community and coalition growing stronger every day. I look forward to the Allies in Caring and the SJDHHC's continuing growth and collaboration with the communities and organizations that we serve and work with. Again, I thank you so much for this award. It's such an honor.
Now I'd like to introduce our next honoree, Cassie Iacovelli. Cassie is beginning her 14th year as the Executive Director of Main Street Hamilton, a program started in 1993 and recognized as one of the most successful Main Street programs in New Jersey. Cassie also serves on the Hamilton Arts Advisory Committee, Hamilton Health Coalition, Hamilton COVID Relief Economic Impact Committee, and Hamilton Pedestrian and Bike Steering Committee. Prior to her position in Hamilton, Cassie was the Assistant Dean of Campus Life at Rider University. She holds a Master of Education in Student Personnel Services from the College of New Jersey and a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from Seton Hall University. Cassie has lived in Hamilton with her husband John since 2008, and they love Hamilton and enjoy time with their family, which includes time at the Jersey Shore. Cassie?
Oh boy. I said to Capelia, do I have to make a speech? First and foremost, I want to say thank you, especially to Yvette and to the team of allies at Carrie for this very special honor. I appreciate Carlton, that whoever was involved with this decision. It's a humbling experience for sure, but I appreciate it. I listened to the woman before me, and congratulations. I tried to think about what would I want to say to everybody here. I look out and I'm deeply moved by those of you that I know who you are. I'd never expected to feel as connected to my new town. It's very difficult to come into a new town when you've raised your children. I'm very grateful to have my son and my daughter-in-law, my two beautiful, well-behaved, well-dressed grandsons here. I will not embarrass them and make them come up here and stand with me. But I will say that the opportunity to feel as connected as I've had here in Hamilton is something that I never imagined. But I tried to think about what I would want to say to all of you, since I really wasn't all that prepared. And I thought about, I don't know why, but I thought about my parents. Some of you know that my mom lived with me for 6.5 years, and she passed away a year ago. And my parents were, I'm the oldest of 7. We're all 1 year apart. I was raised in Berlin, and I went on to be fortunate enough to go to college and graduate school and raise my family in Newtown. But I thought about, why is it that I kind of have empathy on steroids? And I thought about the fact that it was my parents. And I have memories of being a young child, and for us, the issue was more African American. People living in our neighborhood in Berlin, and the reaction that some of our neighbors had. And I remember my dad sitting us around the table, and people were meeting in the garages, and they were talking about how we would let this black family move in our neighborhood. And they wanted my parents to go to the meeting. And I just remember so clearly, I might have been 9 years old, maybe 10. And my dad making it very clear, extremely clear, that that kind of discussion would never occur in our family. That as far as they were concerned, all people were created equal, all people deserved to live in that neighborhood, and that he demanded that we would feel that way and act that way accordingly. And, you know, I think about the impact that that message had. It was powerful, because a lot of my friends were not given the same message, but I'm very, very grateful. And so when I think about moving to a town like Hamilton and not knowing anyone, when my children have been raised at that point, I can't stand up here and not talk about Jose. Some of you know my story about Jose. Jose was the owner of Las Lomas. And so I moved into Hamilton. There's not a whole lot going on in the downtown. I've become the Main Street director. I still don't understand how I got myself in that, but I did. I was quote retired from Rider, but I decided it would be a good way to meet people. And Jose was 25 years old, and he was from Mexico. And I was really comfortable with Jose because I was used to working for 30 years with college students. So for me, it was like a college student. You know, he had just left Albany, and he was starting this business, and we connected immediately. And I had heard some comments about some of the feelings about where the Mexican community fit into a town like Hamilton. Some were positive and some were not very positive. And coming from a higher ed environment, I was used to more inclusivity discussions than what I felt initially when I first moved to Hamilton. So I remember just saying to Jose, when you open this restaurant, we're going to do this bigger, better, and we are going to be the place that everybody wants to come, no matter what. And I kind of felt like the two of us did a good job with kind of social engineering. I said, if we invite everybody to come to your restaurant, I didn't even know who the leaders were at the time, because I was brand new. I said, we'll just invite them. You know, my husband's Italian, and I know when you invite people to your table, they come. So we'll just invite everybody to your table, and they'll come. And the rest was history. Jose did a beautiful job. Las Lomas was a very successful business. I used the same strategy with Eastern Phoenix. Alan was 26 when he came to town, barely spoke English, opening a Chinese restaurant coming from New York. Nobody spoke English, and the two of us, I just remember running down the street and showing him Las Lomas and saying, we're going to do what we did there with you. And then working with Roberto at El Mariachi, and there's lots of other stories that go with it. My point for saying that is, you know, I don't have all the fancy credentials on some of the connections in this room when it comes to the fighting cause. But what I will say is the opportunity in my capacity to make a difference. I feel as though I was able to do that working at the college. In that setting, it might be helping to be an ally for the gay community at a time when nobody was talking about the gay issues in the 1980s. And now today, helping to be part of the Latino community and those others that feel marginalized. The opportunity to work at the Hamilton Health Coalition has been remarkable. I consider Ivette, I've told her this from the time I met her, she just doesn't believe me. But I've told her that what I admire the most about her, she's an agent of change. When you're an agent of change, you're not always given a peaceful ability to sleep every night. You have people that you're rocking the boat. You have people that are going to feel that you don't have the right to be able to say or challenge the things that you do. But I remember when I was going to grad school, I remember somebody saying, unless people are all ticked off, you're not being an agent of change. And so I believe that the work you do is amazing. I firmly believe in the Health Coalition. I believe in the Health Coalition, the opportunity to work with the beautiful people in this room. I don't want to start saying names because you're out there, but the opportunity to be involved in the Connectors program, you know where my heart is with the Connectors program, and I believe so strongly that this is a model for all towns in the state of New Jersey. I go on record saying that. I think the Connectors program is awesome, and you Connectors out there, you are awesome, okay? I just want to say that the work is good, the partnerships are beautiful, the opportunity to be part of something at this stage in my life that is purposeful, powerful, and impacts people's lives is beyond what I ever imagined. So on behalf of my family, I want to say thank you to my son and daughter-in-law who surprised me by bringing my, I don't know where they got these adorable suits for these two. I've never seen them look so good in my life, but they do look good. And without my husband, who has managed for 42 years to put off with all the things that I've managed to get myself involved with over the years, his support and unending love has meant so much to me. But thank you so very much for your recognition.
And now I get to introduce Erik Estrada. As the community manager at the Community Foundation of South Jersey, CFSJ, Erik is responsible for the execution of their signature community leadership initiative, Transform South Jersey, which aims to strengthen the social, cultural, and economic vibrancy of South Jersey communities by activating residents to shape the future of their towns based on what matters most to them. Prior to joining CFSJ, Erik served in a variety of roles with multiple national program offices of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. Most recently, he helped launch Forward Promise, a national program office established to promote the health and well-being of boys and young men of color. Based out of the University of Pennsylvania's Graduate School of Education, Erik helped develop and implement the program's grant-making and technical assistance strategies. Before that, he managed research and evaluation initiatives of Robert Wood Johnson Foundation's statewide grant-making program. I think that Erik's bio is so heavy that the microphone got tired. A statewide grant-making program, the New Jersey Health Initiatives. Erik's introduction to both philanthropy and New Jersey came by way of National Urban Fellows, a rigorous leadership development and graduate degree program in which he earned a Master of Public Administration from Baruch College in New York, while completing a 9-month fellowship with Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. He also holds a Master of Science in Public Affairs, Community Development from Rutgers University at Camden, and a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from the University of California at Berkeley. He now resides in Westville, New Jersey with his wife Tanya and their twin Cavapoos, Anastasia and Alejandro. Erik, please come up.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for coming out, supporting Allies and Caring, and honestly, all the work that you all do. My bio lists the different organizations that I've worked with here in New Jersey over the last 10 or so years. And I do that intentionally because honestly, I am in the position that I'm in and able to do the work that I do because so many people have poured into me over the years, over and over and over again. I started my career as a school teacher. I was teaching in the Bay Area of Northern California where I grew up. That was my dream. That's all I wanted to do. But I quickly saw just how much else was impacting the young people who I was getting to work with every day outside of that 50 minutes that I saw them, half the year. And that's by no way a knock on teachers or educators. To this day, I feel like that was the most impactful work I ever did. It's the work that brought me the most joy and the work that has inspired me to do what I'm doing now. And as I made my journey across the country from California to first New York and then New Jersey, I got to see a lot. I got to see a lot of different organizations doing a lot of amazing things with young people and people of all ages in different communities that look very much like my own back in Pittsburgh, California, but communities that also look very different. And one of the things that I don't even remember when, but I'd say maybe around 2013 or 14, I had the chance to meet Ivette and get familiar with the work that Allies and Caring was doing. And anyone that asked, I had to say, you all need to pay attention to what they're doing. They understand this work. They understand what it means to think about belonging, not just how do you get folks to feel like they're deserving or capable of doing positive and great things, but really feeling like I belong here. And I'm not going to get into the whole backstory. That is something that hit such a nerve, touched me to my core based on my own experience growing up and kind of the self-doubt and the thinking of, am I enough? Can I contribute? What can I do? To see how the team at Allies and Caring has approached this work over the last 10 years has been inspiring. It's been a message that I've tried to tell anyone that will listen. And honestly, just thank you all for getting started on this path, but continue. Here's to the next 10 years, 20, 30, and I hope, we're celebrating for much longer the work that y'all continue to do. So with that, thank you all. I'm gonna pass it on.
that's the end of our program tonight. It's been absolutely wonderful having all of you here. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. Thank you again for coming. Thank you for supporting the work that our organizations are doing and all the great things that everyone here is doing in their own lives, in their own work. And come again, okay?
So yes, I just my invitation to all of you is to extend our circle of care, since we all can care for our families and the things that we love, that we can care for more, and we can work together for more, and together we can do a lot more. And the last thing I want to do is, as an example of someone who just came recently to AIC Care and joined our board and care for a lot more and made this happen, is Beth. I want to offer these flowers to you. This was the auction, and this has been possible a lot because of her effort and bringing all her wonderful network of generous people. So thank you so much to you and to all your generous friends.
All right, everyone, we're going to go back. Toast, right? Yvette? We have a toast, right? I see waiters with champagne. I'm hoping there's a toast. That would be amazing.
Something that we wanted to make happen today was something that is very much needed during these times in our life, that is to actually meet people who are different to us, so that we can see them and we can actually connect with them. So I hope that you have gotten that opportunity, and I want to toast to that, to the opportunity of cross meeting and building bridges, and I'm toasting to building bridges to PTA and all the other bridges that we can build.
Giving everyone champagne seems like an excellent time to remind you that the silent auction is still open. This is strategic champagne. You weaponize the toast. Yeah, it's going to be open for 5 more minutes, so check your phones, see if you are outbid. And then we're all going to head downstairs now to bid 1 or 2 more times.